record here. In 3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pick Six podcast. My name is Brad Gilmore. I'm joined as always by the General Jeff Smith, and this is our officially kind of late finale of the Pick Six podcast. We are now in 2026. We are past the 7th of January, so I no longer say Happy New Year to you, Jeff. So I say Happy Sunday, and I'm excited that we're finally getting around to this. We were supposed to do this a couple weeks ago. Voice was out due to my wrestling.
Your voice was out, yes.
My voice was out, not your voice. Your voice is never out. Your voice is always nice, smooth, and buttery.
Oh, that's the nicest thing anyone has said to me in weeks. Weeks, I say. Buttery.
Buttery, yeah, very buttery. And
buttery
I'm talking like
podcast voice.
I'm talking about like the popcorn butter at the movie theater.
Oh, thick
and smooth.
Thick and smooth and bad for you.
Oh, yeah. Can I think of a better way?
The worse it's going to make you feel later, but in the moment, so
smooth thick, and
going
bad
down.
Smooth, thick,
the
and bad
kind you want to like fill the popcorn halfway up and then put more popcorn on top of that. And
where do you stand with people who bring their own popcorn
syrup
butter situation?
Oh, I don't.
Have you seen the spray butter people?
No, you know what? I worked in a movie theater for a little less than a year, and there were certainly people that had butter preference. And that's where I got the fill it up halfway, butter and then do more. That was definitely a hack on some people. I never noticed anybody bring in their own. If it's someone that I'm not going there with, I don't care. It's when I go places with somebody that brings too much of their own stuff, I think, why are we even out? Like if they bring their own mug because they prefer coffee in a mug as opposed to a place that only gives you paper cups, then just bring bring your own syrup to the diner for pancakes, I guess, if that's fine, but it might not be allowed. The place might not allow outside condiments.
You might not.
First Seinfeld reference of the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you know what the number one condiment is? Is salsa.
Well, you know why?
Because people like to say salsa.
Yes, this should be the show. It is the show. I guess actually this is the show.
This technically is the show.
Oh, we're starting strong, everybody.
Real strong, man. We're here to talk
about. We're just gonna recreate Seinfeld, everybody. Sorry if you wanted to hear about Lost in Translation from 2003.
We are here to talk about 2003's Sofia Coppola, Lost in Translation. Right? That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to talk about, starring Bill Murray and a young Scarlett Johansson.
Very young.
Very young. Very young Scarlett Johansson. And we'll get into all of that. I guess my question to start off, Jeff, why Lost in Translation? Why is this the movie to end season 1 of Pick Six?
Yes, it is my pick. It is my final pick. I've always liked this movie. I think it's a very simple movie. I can relate to it at many times in my life. Just the part about feeling lost and trying to figure out how you're going to get to your next step. So I can definitely revisit this movie over and over again. And I just appreciate that it's a movie that shows the confusion and the loneliness that can happen at any age. And this movie shows you a very young, she's 17 in real life, Scarlett Johansson, but I don't think she's supposed to be 17. A young, newlywed version of someone who thinks, oh, maybe I made the wrong choice in life, versus middle-aged Bill Murray, who used to be successful and now is looking back at the choices he made. And how sometimes when you're in the middle of all this, you can feel very lonely and think, you look around, it feels like everybody else has got life figured out. And the comfort that you have when you meet somebody, even just for a few days in a foreign country, that also kind of feels the same thing. So it's a movie that makes you, at least for me, makes me not feel alone in the chaos of life, or Japan.
Well, yes.
Or Japan of 2003.
First of all, I did not know that Scarlett Jo was 17 in real life when she was filming it. Yeah. Did not know that.
Well, it depends on how you look at the movie. One could say that can strengthen the non-romantic part of the relationship. That
Well, yeah.
it shouldn't be romantic from the beginning. Look at these two. That's not what this movie is. Just if you even see them together, and to me, it is not that kind of romantic movie. And it doesn't. The closest it gets at the end is that he gives her a pretty big fat one on the lips, an unscripted fat one on the lips. But other than that, it is just it kind of gets teased a lot in the movie. That a lot of moments where they're kind of going to each other's rooms and nothing happens, because I think that's a trick that young little Sofia Coppola is doing, because you think, oh, here we go, it's going to go into that trope, and it doesn't. But yeah, it is. I wish she wasn't 17, but she was.
Well, okay. First off, even starting off, the first shot of the movie,
It is her butt. Yeah,
her butt. It's her butt.
It's her butt.
In the opening credits.
We assume.
We don't know if it's a double.
Yeah,
could be a double.
I hope
be
it's
a butt
double.
double.
Butt double.
Yeah. There's a lot of butt doubles in Hollywood, right? And that's like a big thing. Timothy Chalamet did not want a butt double for Marty Supreme. Have you seen Marty Supreme?
No.
Okay.
But
Do you like the Safdies?
So I like what?
Do you like the Safdie brothers, the directors?
Oh yeah,
Uncut
and male nudity. So either that's good.
Okay, there you go.
I'm in.
So I will say this movie I've heard of forever. Like I've always remembered. I remember it had a lot of awards. I didn't even look up the awards buzz, but it had a lot of awards buzz around it.
It was nominated for 4, and it won
Academy
Best
Awards.
Screenplay, Academy Awards. It was up in 2003, which was the year of Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and
that was the big year.
That was the big winner. It was nominated for Best Picture, though. It was nominated for Best Director. It was nominated for Best Screenplay, which it won, original screenplay, and it was nominated for Best Actor, Bill Murray, who was favored to win, but did not. And that year it went to Sean Penn in Mystic River.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was a weird year, though, because that was also the year Johnny Depp was nominated for playing Captain Jack Sparrow for
Pirates of the Caribbean,
the first
Curse of the
Pirates.
Black
Yeah.
Okay, so I do
the other
remember
two, I
this
think, were
year.
Jude Law and Ben Kingsley for blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When's the last time you watched the first Pirates?
It's been quite a while.
He's excellent.
Oh yeah,
first Pirates movie. He's like excellent in the first Pirates movie.
Well, he was the reason why. He's the reason why that movie is good.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the reason.
Argue. Nobody was there because Orlando Bloom is knocking it out of the park.
No,
Orlando Bloom's fine in it, but he's swashbuckler guy.
Well, everyone's good in it. I mean, Keira Knightley. How could you not like Keira Knightley? And then, is it Jeffrey Rush played Captain Barbossa? I believe.
Oh, yeah, he's good in that too. Yeah,
he's really good in that. He's actually excellent in that movie. But so anyway, yeah, Johnny Depp nominated. You know what, they should have given it to him. But sometimes, every so often, the Oscars has that one where you're like, oh, this is nominated. Like Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for Tropic Thunder.
It's usually a supporting part, and actually, I'm surprised that Johnny Depp wasn't nominated for supporting, because really, Captain Jack in the first movie is not the main character. He's just kind of the funny Han Solo that pops in and out, and then as they do, they realize, ooh, Fonzie's very popular. Let's make Happy Days all about Fonzie.
Yeah,
Sorry, Potsy.
Yeah, Potsy.
And unfortunately, Orlando was Potsy.
Who else was like a random Oscar nom? I would say, is the number one of all time Marissa Tomei?
Marissa Tomei, my cousin Vinny.
Didn't you already watch that?
You've stopped watching it. You're making me jealous.
You're making me jealous.
Directed by Jonathan Lynn.
Jonathan Lynn, going back to Clue.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that the number one though of all time?
That's the one in not so recent history, but that's the one I think most people think about. I think probably because she also won. I think there's always in supporting, there's always kind of, they get a little more creative, but you don't expect them to be the winner. And that's why poor Marissa Tomei, they came up with so many conspiracy theories why she didn't really win. Jack Palance read the wrong name, or poor Marissa Tomei.
Palance won for supporting actor too for
City Slickers. Yeah. So that's another thing too. But sometimes, especially with older actors, sometimes they get it. It's like a career award. It's somebody that hadn't won for anything else, and then they do something pretty good and something kind of random, and they go, get him up there.
Is that what happened with Leo in The Revenant? I know
It
he's
was
not
his
an older
time.
actor.
I think it happens also with some, like The Departed is great. Scorsese,
not his best,
should have won it for other things.
Yeah.
And I think when this one came up, they went, okay, it's Scorsese time. I think Spielberg probably won for that reason. And I think
what did he win for?
He eventually was it Private Ryan?
Saving Private Ryan. Well, that's a good
one. No, Schindler's List. No, he deserved it for Schindler's List. But I think he was also up for Private Ryan. Zemeckis. Did he win? Did Zemeckis win?
For Forrest Gump? Did he win for Forrest? I know Forrest Gump won.
Oh, yeah, Gump. Right? Oh, yeah, because Gump was it was all Gump that year.
And he won over Pulp Fiction.
Tarantino, yeah. Big controversy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tarantino, he's a big fan of all actors. So I'm sure he was
Paul Dano,
happy
especially.
Paul Dano. Owen Wilson. Who doesn't love Owen Wilson?
Wilson, Matthew Lillard. He's really hitting up.
You know what? I've interviewed both Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard. Great people. Great interviews. Good. Wow. Let's go back to Lost in Translation.
Ka-chow, yes.
So
speaking of movie stars,
I'd always heard this movie. And you know what's weird? You know how sometimes you haven't seen a film, but you know a particular image from it? Like you just know an image. So Bill Murray and Scarlett Joe with the short pink wig is something that I had seen a bunch. I don't know if it was from the award season at the time, or this is just a known part of the film, or it was part of somebody's calling me, or what have you.
It's Lydia.
But I remember that. So
yeah.
That's really the only thing that stuck out about this movie. I remember there was awards conversations, and I remember the pink wig. So did you see this in theaters?
Yeah, I saw this in theaters, and so this was 2003, and I liked it fine. I thought it was good. I've always been a Bill Murray fan, so this was a different kind of Bill Murray. But I thought this was kind of like the perfect Bill Murray. This is the kind of the Bill Murray that you would see on talk shows, where he is funny, but also could be serious. And he just seemed like he was almost playing himself to a degree. And then I actually did end up taking, the only time I've been outside of the United States, I did take a trip to Japan. And I was fortunate that I went with somebody who had lived in Japan for a while, so I wasn't totally lost. But I appreciated the movie on a different level then, because I did feel that feeling of being on a completely different planet, because it is just so different it's louder, it's brighter, it's the culture so different, the language is so different. It's hard to, it's not my speed. It's super fast, and it can be very confusing if you're not ready for it. And I was there for 2 weeks, and kind of like the movie, the first week I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. I just felt uncomfortable. I felt like it wasn't built, or I don't want to say it wasn't built for me, because that makes me like the main character. I just did feel like I feel too tall and too awkward and too weird to be here. I feel out of place. And then by the second week, I didn't want to leave, because I had kind of figured it out and figured out how wonderful it was. And then thought it was great. But so then when I watched Lost in Translation again, and I can recognize places and recognize the feeling and recognize when Bill Murray just kind of has this look of stunned bewilderment as he looks around and just trying to get through. And the people that he encounters are so polite, overly polite, trying to guide him along, and almost to the point where it's like they're trying to help him not get lost, but he still does, because it's not his scene. I thought, yeah, I remember that feeling.
So what did you go to Japan for? Just a trip?
Yeah, just a trip. Like I said, the person I went with, she had lived there, so she loves it, and so she wanted to go and wanted to take me and show me, and so that's what we did.
Okay, so let's break down a couple things real quick about Japan because that's a place that's on my list, right?
Okay,
Japan is on
this
my
was
list.
also, I will say, 2008. Yeah, 2008. So it could be different. It's been a while.
But we're in the Obama years. Maybe we're
Well, it was the Obama years because he had just won, and his face was on newspapers everywhere. They were very excited about. They liked
Obama.
Obama a lot in Japan.
That didn't surprise me.
Yeah, he was rock
Obama's a
star.
cool guy. Yeah, he's a cool
Yeah.
guy. Okay, so let me ask you this. Japan, food. What's the first food that you try? Because food's a part of this movie. There's some food moments and some that we'll get to.
Yeah.
But what did you go straight for the sushi? Was the sushi different? Obviously, there's no California roll over there. So, like, what are you playing with food wise in Japan, if you can remember?
So I do remember the first thing was ramen, which I had not had before at that time. I was not a very adventurous eater up until this point, too. I'll just the person that I went with it was a romantic relationship that is not a romantic relationship anymore. But I'll say that one of the things that was great about the relationship with her was she did kind of open me up to a lot of these kind of different things. And so as my guide there, I was the one that this was all bizarre to me. And so she would say, here, you're going to eat this. And I'm glad, because if I had gone by myself, I think I would have stayed in the hotel room the entire time too. I would have just gone, oh, forget it. It's too much for me. I can't handle this. And I was forced to go out and figure it out. But I remember when we got there, the jet lag and the time difference is no joke. And the not being able to sleep, which is a big thing in the movie Lost in Translation, is no joke. It takes days to figure out. I remember we got there tired, fell asleep, woke up like at 1 a.m. and went, okay, what do you want to do? We're wide awake. And I just remember the first day we were in a place called Odaiba, and there was a big mall there, and we went to some ramen restaurant and had a big giant bowl of ramen, and that's how it started, food wise. Yes.
So to me, one of the things about Japan, obviously, you probably can already guess where I'm going with this, is it's a huge wrestling place. Japan is huge in wrestling, pro wrestling, huge. New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan, all the Joshi leagues that they have over there for the female wrestlers. But the boys, the American wrestlers, are huge stars in Japan. So when they go over there, I mean, they're treated like the rock stars of their day, right? And there's a place called Ribera, Ribera, Ribera Steakhouse in Japan. That if you're a wrestler or in the wrestling business, such as it is almost a rite of passage that you travel to Japan. You're there for a tour. You're probably wrestling because they wrestle like 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks off, whatever. And you go to Ribera. You tell them that you're a wrestler or you're in the business. They show you all the pictures that they have on the wall of all the other wrestlers who've eaten there. And then they go to the back. They bring out a presento for you, a gift. And the gift is a satin jacket that says Ribera Steakhouse. And it's always a loud primary color like red, blue. Sometimes it's silver, but it's a very primary color, big, loud jacket. And that is what they give to anybody in the business. So the boys, when they go over there, when they come back, the conversation in the locker room, which I've had several times, is, hey, did you get the jacket?
Yeah.
You got the jacket? Oh, let me see the picture of the jacket. Let's see it. And
Oh,
that's like a
cool.
big deal for us. So that's really the primary reason I want
Oh,
to go
you just want a jacket. Okay.
It's because I want the Ribera jacket.
All right.
And I could buy one on eBay. I almost bought one on eBay one
No.
time, and then I said, no, I can't do that.
No.
I'm cheating.
No, that's cheating. That's almost, I wouldn't do that. I don't even like buying a tour t-shirt of a band if I didn't go see the band. I think that's cheating. Yeah. So yeah, you can't. It'd be like having a Nobel Peace Prize that you didn't earn.
It's like somebody giving it to you.
Yeah, like, hey, yeah, look at me, I'm a prize winner. No, you
Or you
can't.
kind of coerce them out of it.
Nah, I don't like that. So you need to go and do the work and
Yeah.
make the trip. And it's also like I said, it was amazing, and I would definitely recommend going with someone that has uh, some insight, because it's a lot. It's a lot,
Yeah.
or it was for me.
Well, look, one day when I go to Japan, I'm calling you. Hey,
All
Jeff, you want to
right.
go to Japan? Let's
Yeah,
go to
sure.
Japan.
Sure.
Let's
Let's
do
go to
it.
Japan.
Let's do it. Okay. Going back to Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
This is a I guess this is kind of getting into the categories a little bit, and I don't know if we're premature. I guess we could some jump into it. But I will say what I love about this film, and I did like it a lot. Because really, how can you not like Bill Murray? Probably in his
Oh,
most prime form.
if you want to go on Reddit, which I did, you could find a lot of people that do not like this movie for various reasons.
Really? Well, okay,
Oh,
I'd like
yeah.
to hear some. Well, okay, what are some of the reasons?
Well, the most bland version is, you could say it's boring. Nothing happens. They just say it's just them people walking around and white people complaining. I will say that I was thinking about this today. I don't think this is the kind of movie that, if you watch movies while doing stuff on your phone, I could see how you would the movie will go away, because it's very quiet, and there's a lot of scenes without any dialogue, just things are happening. And whatever you're doing on your phone will probably take more of your attention than what's happening on the screen if you're not focused on the movie. So I don't think it's a good movie for that. And also, there were some people that find the treatment of Japan or the Japanese racist or demeaning. I understand that with the very old joke of the R's and the L's. They do that. They go into that a couple times. But some people would say, like, the movie doesn't even go into, it just shows these two Americans and they don't understand the country, and it doesn't even show why Japan is great. It just shows them being confused by it. And to that, I just say, yeah, that's the movie. It's not about going to Japan and finding magic in Japan and finding that's your answer for you. It's supposed to be a place that you go and it's odd to you because it's so different. So that's not the movie it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be, the kind of movie where they meet somebody that says, let me take you on this journey and show you why you're not lost, because here's the culture of this beautiful place, and be sensitive to the culture of Japan. So I don't find it that way at all, other than the R's and the L's, or I think that's a old cheap joke. But I find that more, I'm offended as a comedian. I find that more offensive as just a cheap joke,
tacky.
tacky, as opposed to demeaning to a culture.
Well, okay. If I could talk about that just for a moment, is I don't know what the origin of that is. I don't know if that's like I know it's a known trope. I don't know what the origin of it is. I don't know if there's something in Japanese language that when you do try to, the accent is different. I don't really know why that is. So let me preface it by saying that. But to say that the interaction between, was this supposed to be a woman of the night that comes and visits?
Oh, Rip My Stockings? Yeah.
The Rip My Stockings?
Yeah, she is obviously sent by the company as a little gift.
Yeah. And when she says "lip my stockings,"
Yeah.
Look, I did not know that that's what they were doing at first. I did not know that was the mispronunciation of the L's and the R's.
Yeah.
And so I was like, lip. What is she? Is she saying to lick her
Yeah.
leg? Maybe is what I was thinking. And so I kind of felt like Bill Murray in that moment because he was so unaware of what she wanted to.
Right.
Right. And then so I did find it humorous in that moment.
Because I think with that pronunciation, my interpretation of that is, I think she is playing an over-the-top stereotype of a kind of damsel in distress, what she thinks, or what her company thinks an American would want a submissive Japanese woman to be, with a big, thick accent that makes no sense. And then when she falls on the floor and says, "Oh, no, no," like,
Mr. Harris.
don't, please, just rip my stocking.
Yeah.
So I took it as that, like in that way that when you say like you can own the stereotype if it's you, I took it as it's almost it's a ridiculous what they think an American would be attracted to,
Mm.
as far as a Japanese woman, that it would be like impossible to understand over the top accent that is based on myth really than the real deal.
Yeah, it's so that one. So to me, that one I was less on the side of the Redditors in that particular moment because I thought what you were saying, like they were having this great commentary on American fetishization
Yeah,
of the
fantasy.
Japanese woman and fantasy and what
Yeah.
have you. The one that I could probably see them on, and I understand, was the photo shoot scene, which was hilarious, where he's there with the photographer, and the photographer is telling him to do different things, and Bill Murray does not understand it sometimes, like what he's asking him to do. You want me to put my hands on my face? You want me to?
Yeah.
What is it you want? You want that?
Yeah.
And then when he says instead of Roger Moore, Lodger Moore, I think is what he
Oh,
says.
Roger Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's like, "Oh, Roger Moore." I thought, for me, what I loved about it is I thought I was thinking more Sean Connery, and then he was like, "No, Roger Moore." And when he does the gun thing and does it like that, for
Yeah.
people who are not watching, he kind of whips his head around and has this kind of goofy look. It was very Roger Moore-y. So the Bond fan of me appreciated the
Yeah.
authenticity of Bill Murray's impression in that moment.
He got Roger Moore.
He nailed Roger Moore,
Yeah.
and then even when he goes Frank Sinatra and he does like a thing and he's like, "Oh no,
Ring a
that was
ding
more
ding.
Dean.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
more Dean." He goes, "Do you want Joey Bishop?" This is the dialogue that, first off, I don't think any of that was written. I think that
No.
that was Bill Murray riffing.
No,
Uh,
in fact, I know that a lot of the scenes for the commercial, for the photo shoot, for the talk show that he goes on later
the
is
Johnny
not
Carson of
scripted.
Japan.
Yeah, Matteo,
Yeah,
yeah, which I
Johnny
love as
Carson of
well.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big honor to be on his show. Um, yeah, it's not scripted, so I'm sure there was a lot of stuff with that, and who knows how much the actor playing the photographer. I think for at least at the time, Western culture and American culture, Japan was kind of a novelty. So
Mhm.
they would pick up on things that they liked, and that's why Disneyland is in Japan because they kind of like that uh, bit of American pop culture. So it's interesting that he picks up on Roger Moore and Frank Sinatra, but not enough that he knew Connery and not enough that
Joey
he knew any
Bishop.
more. But he knew that he was in the Rat Pack, even if you mispronounce his Rat Pack. But he knew there was a Rat Pack, and he knew there was Frank Sinatra. But that's it.
Yeah, that is funny, and to me, I mean, obviously, what's funny about Bill Murray saying, "I can give you Joey Bishop," is that
A
even for
comedian.
American audiences, one, he's a comedian, and for two, even the American audiences, probably when they think the Rat Pack, they think Sammy Dean and Frank. They
Yeah,
don't think Peter Lawford and Joey Bishop, and so
it's a
it's a
deep cut.
it's a deep cut for me. I appreciate that kind of joke.
Yeah,
Um, I think that Bill Murray throughout this film is and I understand why he got nominated. I find him to be acting on another level in every scene of this movie, in every single scene of the movie that he's in. From the opening where he's going in the cab and getting to the hotel and they're all giving him the gifts. And I mean, every part of it, I found him to be, to quote our friends at Spinal Tap, he turned it to 11.
hmm
I just thought it was so good. And when I say that, I don't mean overacting. I mean like really just nailing the tone of what he was supposed to do perfectly. And I don't know if he was playing Bob Harris as much as he was playing Bill Murray. Um, but he was excellent, excellent as an actor in this film.
yeah. I think that's the compliment is that it just feels real. It doesn't feel like he's trying. It just feels like here's your situation, and here you go. Yeah, when they're all guiding him to the elevator, which is again that was my experience as well. That they and I don't know if that's just how the Japanese are for everybody, or if they do that for idiots like me that they think, oh, we better help him, because I got a lot of that. The word I remember the most in Japanese is gomendasai, which is I'm sorry. It's an apology, because I felt like I was messing up everybody's day. But there's a lot of guidance. There's like a line a lot, and this happens in the movie too, where there's people that are like every 10 feet, there's somebody standing there with their arms stretched out to, and here's the elevator. Keep going. You're almost there. Go. And it's that I like that kind of juxtaposition, that he's still lost, even though everybody there is trying to help him there, but it's still strange.
Yeah.
Gomendasai.
What I was almost thinking with Bill was, I almost find him, when I say he's playing himself, I almost find, and maybe I'm wrong, because you hear stories about Bill Murray, and actually a friend of mine, Tommy Avalone, did a great documentary about the Bill Murray stories, which are more kind of folklore. Have you ever seen Murray Stories? Have you seen that doc?
Is that's not the title, is it?
I don't know what the title is.
I know I've seen one. I have one, and I don't know how many there are, so I'm going to guess that it's that one. But yeah,
It's got to be that.
it's like the Bill Murray Experience or something like that.
Something like that. But it's where people tell these crazy stories of these interactions of Bill Murray. Oh, he showed up at a wedding, or he showed up.
Right.
No one will ever believe you, is what he always.
Oh yeah, like he'll go up and he'll like meet you at a fast food restaurant and walk up, take fries off your tray.
Yeah.
And just say no one's going to believe you.
Yeah, yeah. Or
they'll walk away.
End up bartending, or like he played a roadie for a band in Austin, and he helped like set up this band's equipment at a house party, which is like, I appreciate that kind of thing. But other than those kind of stories, when you think of Bill Murray, sometimes you hear him being a little bit crotchety, a little bit,
Yeah. What was the name of the director for that documentary?
Tommy Avalone.
Tommy. Okay, so no, it's not the Bill Murray Experience, because that's somebody else.
So it must have been. I think it was called like Murray Stories or something, something like that. You should check it out. It's something you would like. Tommy, by the way, shout out to my guy Tommy Avalone. He also did a documentary about Barney,
the dinosaur. Oh, I see it. The Bill Murray Stories: Life Lessons Learned from a Mythical Man.
Yes.
I have not seen this. I have seen the cover. I recognize the cover because he looks like Sasquatch.
Yes.
Okay.
You got to check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy.
I might own this. It might be. I might have purchased it on iTunes at some point and just never got to it.
Yeah.
So I'll take a look at it. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Come on, everybody. You can.
And you know what else he's doing right now? Just to give him a plug, he's doing a doc about famous houses used in movies and television.
I know exactly what it is. So was he involved with Back in Time as well?
I don't think no, that was Jason Aaron who did Back in Time.
But he did that house. Yeah. So George Animal Steel is in this documentary as well. The Bill Murray one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks to George the Animal Steel. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Tommy also did one called I Am Santa Claus about Mick Foley being Santa Claus.
I was
the wrestler.
I was gonna do that.
Yeah. Good call. Back to the movie.
Yes. So Bill Murray, yeah, I know he can be prickly, and you can ask Lucy Liu about that. You can ask Seth Green about that. You can ask. Well, when we get to the trivia or
category,
this happened category, that's kind of, is Bill Murray going to show up to do Lost in Translation or not?
Well. So, I mean, for people who don't know, if you're listening to the show, you probably know a lot about Bill Murray. But Bill Murray rose prominence SNL, replaced Chevy Chase, right? Or when I say replaced, Chevy left the show after one season.
Yeah.
And then Bill Murray came in. And I think there was heat between them for a long time. They did Caddyshack together. I think they got into a fist fight at one point.
When Chevy came to host, they got into a physical fight. Although Bill Murray I think he was on Howard Stern, and he told the story of the fight. And he tells it very funny because he says, yeah, but it was like comedian fight where they're just kind of, like fight, don't want to mess up each other's makeup because they're about to go on the air. They're just kind of patting at each other. He said it was a fight so serious that John Belushi was able to break us up. So it wasn't that serious.
But I guess my question is for this is, or my point rather, is Chevy gets a rap for being a bit of an a-hole,
especially lately.
especially lately. And kind of the same for Bill, a
Yeah.
little bit to a lesser extent, but prickly would probably be a better way to describe him.
Mhm.
Um, Not sure what you're going to get when he gets there, or if he gets there.
Your mileage may vary.
Your mileage may vary. And I think that there was even an issue, what was it, a couple years ago on a Aziz Ansari movie that they were filming. And I guess Bill
Oh.
did something with an actress that
Mhm.
he thought was a joke, but it wasn't funny. And they shut the whole movie down.
Yeah, there was that. Gina Davis has complained that they did a movie called Quick Change. Very good movie, actually. The only movie that Bill Murray co-directed.
Mm,
And she has said that he was not necessarily appropriate during that movie. And there's a famous clip of them on the Arsenio Hall show where he's just very handsy with her while they're both sitting on the couch. And you can say, "Oh, it was a different time" or whatever, but you can only, I don't know, get so far with that.
I don't know, and it's hard to say to excuse all of that, but like if you were to just look past those things for the purposes of this conversation, he's
Mm.
one of the greats, man. He's one of the greats, and when he turns on dramatic acting, he is sensational as a dramatic performer.
Yeah, especially with this movie, it almost feels therapeutic in a way. And I think that's why it hurt his feelings that he really wanted to win
Mhm.
Best Actor for this. And I think he took it personally that he did it. And I think he really put a lot of him into this. And it's why I like it. But I get it. Bill Murray is one of the people that I would think, oh boy, I'd love to meet a lot of famous people that I admire. But you never know who you're getting on the day. Like can be super wonderful in stories that you hear, and then he could be. I think he's gotten better now. I think he's kind of been down a few. He's been called out and held accountable and had to reassess
Yeah.
who he was and where he's been. I think he's learned lessons in a way maybe Chevy Chase has not, because Chevy Chase I still thinks that, hey, well, everybody needs to lighten up. I don't think he could say it that clearly, but without his teeth rattling. But I think Bill Murray has been through it, and he sees the error of his ways.
Now, let me ask you, it might be an obvious question, and then we'll move on to the next topic. But
Yeah.
were or are you, and I think I know the answer to this, more of a Bill Murray guy or a Chevy Chase guy?
I find them very different, actually. I think a lot of people may just generally think of them similar, but I do like Bill Murray when he plays the a-hole in Scrooged
Yes.
or any of those characters
Or
that
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog Day. I like the ones that don't learn a lesson. Kingpin. I like the arrogant, like Kingpin. My favorite line. I'm not even a huge Kingpin fan, but I love, and I'm sure this is a improv
An ad lib?
where an ad lib, yeah, where he's in the scene where he looks over, there's two women, and he says hi, and the other woman says hi. He goes, not you, and then he looks at the other woman, hi. I just think that's so good. He's what a jerk. So I like jerk Bill Murray. Chevy Chase, I like stupid Chevy Chase. I think when he's jerk Chevy Chase, I think, oh, what a jerk. So I don't want to hang out with. I like Griswold Chevy Chase. I don't like. As much as I do like Fletch, but Fletch actually even grades on me a little bit, where I just think this guy is. I don't.
He's a little too cocksure, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't get away with everything he gets away with in Fletch. He doesn't ever. His disguises aren't that good, and his names are not that great. He shouldn't, and he's not that good looking, so he shouldn't be able to do what he does. There should be a little struggle.
But
And Clark Griswold does have to struggle a lot. No, he's fine. I like Fletch. I like Fletch a lot. So that's a testament to the movie that I still think it's fine. But I'm definitely more of a Bill Murray fan, I think. And I think Bill Murray, if you look at the filmographies, has Chevy Chase, you could say maybe 4 titles, really, if you don't go sequel like Vacations. If you just go Caddyshack, Vacation, Fletch.
Foul Play.
Yeah, I
don't like
guess
Foul Play?
I haven't seen that in a very long time.
Seems like whole time.
I've never seen that. I've never seen him with Goldie Hawn other than Foul Play. He's great in Follow That Bird, the Sesame Street movie.
What's the one where he's is it Memoirs of an Invisible Man?
Yeah.
You like that one?
I did when I first saw it, but it's not, that didn't have to be Chevy Chase. He didn't bring anything to it. Michael McKean's in that. And like what?
Well,
he never did anything on like Bill Murray level as far as
dramatic
acting wise. Yeah.
No. Bill's the better actor, I think, overall. Let's talk about ScarJo before we dive into our categories.
Sure.
Scarlett Johansson is great in this movie. She's great.
Yes.
And at 17 years old, and I think she plays 22 because she says something in the movie where she recently graduated with a philosophy
She
degree.
did. Yeah, she graduated college. Okay, good. That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, she's playing older.
She's playing a little older.
And she doesn't look 17 to me. I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, objectively, one of the most revered actresses for her, not only for her work, but her physical appearance. I think that's okay to say, because obviously she's a gorgeous woman. She the first time I saw Scarlett Johansson was Home Alone 3.
Okay.
It tells you where my age range is.
Yeah.
I saw her in Home Alone 3 as a kid. And then I remember her, it must have been around the time of this movie where she started to really bubble up as one of the next ones. Because I can't tell you a movie that she did between Home Alone 3 and Lost in Translation. So is this where you first saw her?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking to see what else she was up to during this time. Yeah, and I didn't know who she was. I thought she was great. I was very surprised looking today that she was not nominated for this movie.
Oh, really?
I think she does. No, I think she did more heavy lifting in this than she gets credit for, because it could have been a very dull part. She, she kind of mopes around a lot, but I think with her appearance and her eyes and her looks, and there's a lot of it where she's just walking around in this movie, looking around. But I think, and then especially in the karaoke scene where she's watching Bob sing More Than This, and this is where it's a non-romantic movie and a non-romantic relationship, but in that particular moment, I don't know if it's the alcohol or the song or whatever, but she looks at him like she likes him quite a bit. And I know that if I ever caught Scarlett Johansson looking at me that way, I would explode. So she did Home Alone 3, that she was in The Horse Whisperer.
Didn't see it.
My Brother the Pig.
Nope.
The Man Who Wasn't There. I did see that, but I don't remember her in that. Ghost World. Eight-Legged Freaks.
She was in Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yeah, your buddy David A.
I don't remember her in that.
She plays Ashley Parker.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have all the characters' names
good
memorized.
Ashley P. She was Scott, Tara, Mike Parker. So is there like a brother-sister combo in that movie?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
You don't know. So she's that. And then, then after that, she did a lot of Woody Allen movies, but that was later.
I think I remember her
after
most for her.
Eight-Legged Freak, she did Lost in Translation, and then she did Pearl Girl Earring.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect Score. She played herself on Entourage, of course. Everybody did. And then she was on The Island. She's Match Point. That was her first Woody Allen movie. Scoop, Black Dahlia, Prestige. I just watched The Prestige for the first time. That was almost a Pick Six. I watched it adjacent. I watched the Pick Six adjacent. And
did you like it?
I did. Now, I had mentioned, maybe it was to you off mic, I had said that I knew the twist. So I'll ask you off mic, because I want to know when you knew what the twist was. Because to me, knowing the twist, I think they set it up a lot in that movie. And like the little kid says when the bird disappears, he goes, "Where's his brother?" I'm like, sweet Jesus, where is his brother? Um,
I didn't know the
but
twist. I didn't know it.
okay,
So the movie was amazing to me
okay.
when the twist came.
I enjoyed it backwards in that way. I enjoyed it like, okay, let's see how they do it, which I don't mind. That's why I don't mind necessarily
David
spoilers.
Bowie, great in that movie.
Ooh, very good in that movie.
Yeah.
And you realize that people say when David Bowie passed away, that's when the world really got weird. I agree.
Mm.
So it's all David Bowie's fault.
It's all David Bowie's fault.
Yeah.
Well, okay, look, you know what? I think we're like teetering here on getting into the categories. So let's go into them, and then I'm sure we'll pick up more of this conversation about ScarJo. And I have a Sofia Coppola question for you too. So let's go though. Scene Stealer Crown. Is it hard to not give it to Bill Murray as Bob Harris?
It would be very difficult to do that. I have when I get to Cameo Queen, I have like a favorite character in this that's not in it as much. And but we'll get to that. But yeah, Bill Murray is just, Sofia Coppola said that if Bill Murray didn't show up, she wouldn't do this movie. And I can't picture anybody else doing this movie. Whoever else showed up to play Bob Harris, it would have been 100% different.
Okay, wait, let's stop for a second. Who else in that time in 03?
Nicholson or Denzel?
Well, I know we're going to get into Nicholson and Denzel, but let's put them on the side for just a moment. Who else could have played this part in 03? So kind of an aging star.
Well, let's go to the other nominees for Best Actor that year. Could Sean Penn have done it?
Too young, right?
Could Johnny Depp have done it? Too young, and you would just know she liked him because he was Johnny Depp. I would dismiss that as physical attraction.
Here's an odd take, and go with me on this.
I always do.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis to me is too smug.
Too smug, because I could see him in the scenes when they're doing the shoot, when they're doing the commercial shoot and doing the photo shoot. I could see him really nailing the "I don't want to be here" moment.
I guess later in life, but I'm picturing him in Death Becomes Her, and I don't like him in Death Becomes Her. I don't buy him in Death Becomes Her. I don't think he's a good schlub. I think originally when I heard that Kevin Kline was originally going to be that part, I thought, oh, that's great. But Kevin Kline wanted too much money. And so they offered it to Bruce Willis, so they paid more money than Kevin Kline. I don't buy him as a schlub, especially back then, and especially not in 2003. Now it's totally different.
Well, now's a different issue, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't buy him as down on his luck ever.
Okay.
He's got it together. He's John McClane. For me, he's John McClane or he's David Addison in Moonlighting. He's just never someone that I think Bruce Willis doesn't at that time never felt, wow, what am I going to do? He's good looking. He's cool. He doesn't look like someone that is having trouble.
So, okay. Who else could have done it?
Who else that's like an agent? Chevy Chase.
Chevy could have done it.
No, I think it's hard to predict. I'm just trying to go through the usual suspects back then. I don't see Steve Martin doing it.
Mel Gibson.
I think if you're too good looking, and that's, I'm sorry. And this is you're gonna take this personally, Brad, but you're gonna have to go with me on this. If you're too good looking, Brad Gilmore, it doesn't work because people just like you, Brad, because you're a good looking guy. And it's not it's not the substance of your character or what you bring as a human to someone that is feeling like they need a companion, and they'll take anybody at that point that speaks their language. And then they find through conversation that you do have similarities. But if it's just someone with great hair and a nice suit.
Okay, so Mel Gibson. I couldn't have played this role.
I could,
according to you.
Of the two of us,
I think we're gonna cast Jeff Smith.
I think it might have been me. Although this was 23 years ago. So
oh man, okay,
quite
that's gonna
old
bother
enough.
me that I can't think of a
What about Ricky Gervais now?
now.
Yeah.
Gervais now?
He could play a sad. Did you watch Afterlife on Netflix?
No.
Ooh, that's a sad one.
It's bad. Like a
Sad, but
sad.
yeah, but it's a rough go, but you feel good when it's done.
What about Eddie Murphy now?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. You ready for this?
Yep.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's fine. Birdman,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Michael Keaton would have crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm very proud of myself for thinking.
Yeah, I think you did a good one there.
That's a good casting. And then okay, let's also think of this. Here's one more for you. It just popped in my head because now I'm on like a superhero thing. What about Gene Hackman? Was he too old?
He would have been too old then. What about going to Superman? What about like Robert Downey Jr. now? Is he too good looking?
I think Robert Downey Jr. is a handsome man.
He is. And he's Iron Man and she's Black Widow.
Ooh. Oh, they already did this movie. Is Iron Man 2? No.
Iron Man 2 in Japan.
Iron Man 2 in Japan. Okay. So yeah, Bill Murray's the best part of this movie. So when you go cameo King or Queen, I think I know who you're going to pick.
Well, there's not that many characters.
It's Anna Faris.
Yeah, I love Anna Faris for this. She's got some of my favorite quotes. She's just so stupid. I love her so much. And when I watched this again recently, I loved when she came every time she was back. She's only in, I think, 3 scenes.
Yeah.
I was so happy because I hate her for Scarlett Johansson. I hate her. And I hate John.
Yeah.
I hate him for liking her more than Scarlett, which he does. It's obvious. But she's just so good as just Hollywood dumb. And do you know who the rumor is who she's playing is? Because I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet to this point. But basically, Lost in Translation, Sofia Coppola was married to Spike Jonze.
Right.
Director Spike Jonze. And actually, they were married while they were filming this movie, which to me is extremely awkward. If you watch the behind the scenes on the DVD, if you have a DVD, it's on YouTube as well. A lot of the camera work behind the scenes is you can hear Spike Jonze's voice. He's filming it. The character of John is very obviously based on Spike Jonze. He's a photographer taking pictures of a band. Spike Jonze, before he made movies, made a lot of music videos. Scarlett Johansson is obviously Sofia Coppola before she became Sofia Coppola. Bill Murray, I don't think it's really anybody in particular, but it's rumored that because Sofia Coppola's father is famously Francis Ford Coppola, he's worked with a lot of older actors, and some of them even did do Centauri commercials in Japan. Mickey Rourke, Sean Connery, previously mentioned. So it's interesting that they mentioned Bond did Centauri commercials, but there's really no like real person that's based on. It's probably more just of a feeling of when she was feeling lost and empty, she wishes somebody was there to help her along. But so Spike Jonze is John. Spike Jonze directed Being John Malkovich, which one of the cast members is Cameron Diaz.
Right.
It is rumored that Anna Faris is doing a not so flattering impression of Cameron Diaz.
Whoa. I could see it.
Yeah. She denies it. Sofia Coppola denies it. And so would I. But
so would I.
I don't mind thinking that. And I think that like when she's doing the junket.
The junket's hilarious.
Oh, I knew you would like that part because
hilarious.
The stupid empty question, empty answer. What was it like working with Keanu Reeves?
Well, we both like Mexican food.
Yeah, we both have
karate.
Dogs. We both live in LA. And we like Mexican food and karate, and everybody laughs because she panders to karate. The silly American blonde girl. Yeah, love it.
You know what's interesting too? Also, even though it was a Roger Moore Bond, there's another Bond reference in this movie. Do you know it?
Okay. No.
It's with Anna Faris. She sings "Nobody Does It Better."
Oh, she's thinking Nobody Does It Better. Yes, that's right. Which is
Mhm.
Roger Moore, right?
It's Roger Moore's "Spy Who Loved Me."
Yeah.
Carly Simon.
That's right. I did. Yeah, I have that written down too. I'm so dumb. But yes.
She's great. She was my cameo queen as well because
Yeah.
she's so funny in this movie. I mean, you could say Giovanni Ribisi, but you know,
He's not in it much, and he does a good job of being just a douche.
yeah, he's a real prick. Who is it though? One of the funny scenes in the movie, he's talking. It's one of his friends talking to Scarlett Johansson when they're at the bar.
The DJ?
And the DJ.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I put more into it, you know.
I put a delay on it.
I did a delay on it.
You know what I'm saying? And she says, no.
No, I don't.
And he says,
You don't listen
to hip hop. Yeah. No, I taught myself because I've watched this movie so many times. I taught myself how to do that.
It's a
From
great
that guy because it's
great.
not easy to do.
It's not. I'm actually very impressed. You
Thank
pulled
you.
it off,
And
in
I
a great
haven't-
syncopated rhythm.
I've never had to use that. Like I taught
It's just
myself
now.
and didn't know why. Probably 20 years ago. I went, I hope this becomes necessary. And here we are, pick 6.
Better with Jack or Denzel. I think it's Jack.
Yeah.
Denzel too handsome, and then this 03, Denzel was pitching 99 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like as far as he was prime, he was good looking. Yeah, so I think that we have to go with that one.
I could see sad Jack Nicholson too, and I don't think in 2003 Jack Nicholson. I don't think Jack Nicholson ever been washed up, but I think he can play washed up.
He can play washed. You know, like Jack Nicholson in what is that movie? The Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah,
Is he supposed to be the devil in that movie?
yeah, he's the devil.
He's the devil. Like that kind of vibe I could see, not really devilly, but like he just seemed like such a sad sack at certain moments in that movie when he wants it. I think he wants to bang Cher or something, and he just looks so depraved and desperate, and his hair's all a tiff.
Yeah, yeah.
That
What?
image is what comes to my head.
And then what if it had been Jack Nicholson at the end? You realize that he was the devil in Lost in Translation, and the devil was like keeping her occupied, and then he realized, oh, she's too good, and he lets her
It's actually
go.
not bad.
He lets her go. He doesn't take her soul.
It's actually not bad.
All right, everybody, that's a freebie.
Yeah, but Denzel doesn't work in this movie. Not that he couldn't play it, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't seem right. Okay, you made reference to this. This is the Great Scott moment of the movie. You made reference to this, and I was on board. Not having ever seen this movie, I felt, oh, this is like a platonic friendship that they're having. There's such a huge age gap. They're both married. There doesn't seem to be a sexual chemistry, but there seems to be a I don't know, almost I wouldn't say a familial relationship, but just like a very interesting companionship with these two people. The only reason that they're together throughout the movie is that they're two Americans in Japan, right? But the kiss on the lips,
Yeah,
it felt out of left field for me.
yeah.
And then you saying that it was an improv or
Mhm.
whatever
Yeah.
it was,
Mhm.
makes sense because it just doesn't. It doesn't. It's the one part of this movie that I actually have a bit of a problem with.
Yeah, he kisses her on the cheek afterwards. I watched it again today, right before we did this, because I wanted to see that part again because I can see some people maybe watch this movie that maybe they wanted that to happen. There's some people that just they want their romance in movies to be romantic. They wanted Kylo Ren and Rey to kiss, and most people didn't. And when they did, you're like, ugh, give me a break.
Yeah,
but they did, and so this is exactly the same thing.
just
so
like
I don't
we're
know
just
when
leaning
he-
into it. We're just giving the people what they want.
And so then the kiss on the cheek is almost like, and you're just a kid. But I wish that it wasn't there, because I think one of the most sweet things and romantic things, and it's as far as we needed to go, is they have a lot of scenes where they have conversations on a bed. They share a bed often in the second half, but it's their intimacy is that's where they confess a lot of their inner fears. And there's one point where they're both falling asleep, and I think he's asleep when he does it, but he touches her toe. Like his hand is next to her toe, and it just makes contact with it. And that's it. And I would have been fine. I would have been fine if they hugged at the end, because it is kind of a bummer when they leave in the lobby, when she comes down to bring his jacket, which I love his call when he says, "Enjoy my jacket, which you stole." And then she comes down and brings it, and she just says, "Well, bye," and then leaves. And he watches her go. That's kind of a bummer. So I would have liked the hug, but it didn't need that. But what are you going to do?
But if it was an improv, why didn't Sophia just cut it out?
Yeah, she must have been okay with it. But she obviously was okay with it. Some people are probably okay with it.
You know, there was a period in the culture of the United States, and it was like late, early mid '90s to maybe early mid '90s, where like a kiss on the lips wasn't always romantic.
Yeah.
There's like a peck. Whoa, Seinfeld, the kiss hello.
Kiss hello. Yeah. There's some people that do that's greeting, and I don't get it a lot because I think I have a real standoffish kind of, you don't want to do that with me. But it has happened before, and I'll find myself in the middle of it, and I go, this is even during that time. I don't think it would happen post Me Too, post COVID. Both wonderful things to kill the kiss hello.
Yes. Wonderful things in general.
Wonderful things in general. COVID and Me Too. Yeah. Depending on who you ask on both of them, I guess. But yeah, there's some people that was just their thing. But it is, I don't know. The reason I wanted to watch it again is I wanted to see like how long it was, how passionate it was, what her reaction to it was. Does she act surprised? She smiles. She's happy about it, actually. Because I knew that it was not scripted, I thought, well, we'll see like what her genuine reaction was to it, his reaction to it. I guess maybe we're looking at it, like you said, maybe we're looking at it through a lens of a kiss means way more now, because it means more just even flirting with somebody now than it did back then. So a kiss is like you're going to jail.
Oh man, yeah.
If it wasn't what somebody wanted.
I've been kissed hello before, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah. I was kissed hello by the same woman who I went to Japan with. That relationship, her mother wanted to do that.
That's what happened to me.
Mother-in-law?
Not mother-in-law. No.
Like
this was during a dalliance in my early years.
Yeah.
The mother.
Yeah.
She didn't give me the kiss hello. She gave me the kiss goodbye.
I didn't get the kiss goodbye because she probably saw my reaction to the kiss hello. And I think it only happened twice. Like the first time, maybe she thought, oh, he was like, maybe I off guard. So I'm not from a family that's very physically affectionate. And then maybe the second time she thought, oh, that same reaction. Okay. He just doesn't care for this. And then she didn't like me after that. Weird.
For me, I'm a hugging person, right?
Yeah.
Like I like a hug. I like a handshake. Even a handshake with a man, I'll bring it in.
Yeah.
I'll bring it in for the tap on the shoulder.
Sure. We've hugged.
And even like I'm also, if we're talking, guy, girl, whatever, and we're laughing, or I'm trying to tell you something, I'm a hand on the shoulder person.
Shoulder guy? Okay.
Yeah, I know. And I got to watch it. All
right. Yeah.
I had one person tell me, I'll never forget this so long as I live. He was another movie critic, and we're actually having a conversation somewhere, and we were talking about Fletch, of all things, which is something I talk about all the time. And I put my hand on his shoulder, and I said, who could play Fletch today? And he thought about it for 3 seconds, and then he said, can you please remove your hand from my shoulder?
And I'll give you an answer.
And then he answered the question. And he said Ryan Reynolds, which is like, who doesn't say Ryan Reynolds? Da, da, da. It's like kind of a
right. That's like, who should play the hot girl? Sydney Sweeney.
I'm still a Vince Vaughn would have been a great Fletch.
Well, Kevin Smith wanted Jason Lee, and Jason Lee during his time might have been interesting.
Maybe son of Fletch, but not Fletch.
The
John Hamm as Fletch was a out of left field.
Yeah, but John Hamm is very funny. I just recently got done watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I had never watched before on Netflix. Funny. And really good. Really, really good. And I really liked the sense of humor was I loved it. I could do a whole podcast about that show. I thought it was really well done. But I think he's very funny and very dry. And even when you see him now in interviews, because then whenever I finish watching something, I have to go back and find like all the behind the scenes and stuff and see what I missed back when normal society was watching it during the pandemic. And he's very funny. Vince Vaughn, though, I love Vince Vaughn, and I love Vince Vaughn because Vince Vaughn plays Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
So I don't love Vince Vaughn when he has to play somebody else like Norman Bates.
Well,
but I love
have issues with that movie.
I rightfully so. Everybody should. Yeah. But my favorite Vince Vaughn might be. Well, I love Swingers. Swingers is in top 10. That came at a good time for me in life as well. And that kind of has the same feel as this. I love handheld movies that feel like you're not supposed to be filming there. Yeah. Like you don't have permission, which Lost in Translation feels like too. But Be Cool Vince Vaughn is the only good thing in that movie. The Rock is okay, but The Rock is new.
Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. But Vince Vaughn, I think I even sent you a meme of Vince Vaughn from that when we hadn't recorded a podcast in a while, and it was him doing his lovely character. I don't remember what the line is now, but it was something like, "Hey, jerk, record a podcast with me." I think that was the line from the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that they said that. Raji, we didn't even Raji is his name of the movie. But one thing about John Hamm, I remember he had a show come out last year called Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple. It was actually a really good show. Olivia Munn is in it. Amanda Peet, I believe, is in it. But we were doing the junket and coming back to this movie. Obviously, in the junket, these guys. Sometimes I feel bad for them, guys and girls. They get asked a variety of similar questions, 50,000 times. And it's part of their job, it's part of our job. You got to ask certain things, especially in a 6-7 minute window. But I remember he seemed kind of like business at first. And then I go, and you made my favorite Fletch book into a movie. And you could see, literally, you can see it on camera. He goes from he's like big and smiley, and then he's engaged, and then he's there for the rest of the interview. He's there, which you could tell he's proud of the Fletch, and he even said, "Thank you for bringing up Fletch." So sometimes you got to know.
Well, I'm going to polish Brad's knob for a little bit on that because Brad is a very good interviewer, and I've seen the footage of you interview people like the full 6 minutes before, and that is not the first time that's happened. I think the testament of how much effort you put into the questions to make them unique and to get something out of them that's unique is your interview with Kevin Costner, who can, speaking of someone that can be prickly, he warmed up to you so much that you guys basically had a conversation that seemed like it went over the time you're supposed to do.
It did.
And I remember afterwards thinking, I don't know what your soundbite is going to be from this 8 minutes or whatever, because you weren't talking in sound bites anymore. And those guys, they're trained in knowing how to speak in a good sound bite. I remember when I interviewed Michael McKeon for the Clue documentary, I was impressed with how he tied things back into Clue. Like it wasn't just, I thought we were having a conversation when he's talking about, oh, here's my history with the credibility gap. By the time Clue rolled around, I'm like, oh, I'm dealing with a professional here, because I just thought I'd have to steer him there. And he knew what he was doing. But your conversation with Kevin Costner and also with people like Billy Zane, I've seen you do interviews with, and John Hamm as well, is that you come in not like, you've seen it, the movie that they're promoting. It's obvious from your question that you've seen the movie that they're promoting, and it's not just checklist. Like, it's not the same two questions that you ask everybody. What's it like working with Keanu Reeves? It's it's genuine. So no wonder they light up. Anyway,
Well, thank you for
that's
saying
the
that.
knob polishing on
Thank you for
the
the knob
segment
polish.
of Pick Six.
What's your great Scott moment?
I just love the commercial and the photo shoot. I think those two scenes, I like that they're early, and I like that they set the tone on poor. That's what Bill or Bob is getting paid $2 million to do, and he's just a prop. And he's going back to what we were saying about how sometimes in Japan they liked having American actors to do these things. He's washed up in a way that sometimes baseball players go to play in Japan, or wrestlers go to be in Japan, is when they're kind of at the end of their career here, they find that they're appreciated somewhere else, and that's where he went. But you kind of know, it's like when actors go on Dancing with the Stars, they kind of know this isn't on the way up.
This is on the way down.
A job's a job.
Yeah.
And I think it's very funny, and I like all the dialogue. I like it's an old joke, but I do like the director that says a lot, and the translator just says, "Look to the camera and more intensity." Is that all?
He goes, "Is that all he said?" It sounds like there was more. I do like also when Bill Murray's watching an old movie of himself. It's dubbed in Japanese.
Yeah, with the orangutan or the chimpanzee.
Yeah, yeah, and the two guys reference it earlier in the movie in the bar or what have you. Best shot fired. There's a couple. Is it when Scarlett Johansson is just alone in that hotel room window? You know what I'm talking about?
Any shot where there's a few of those. Any shot where she's sitting at that window and you're looking out at the city is pretty impressive. They do it at night. They do it at day. It's pretty vast, and it's the cinematography in this movie. That's one thing that was not nominated for an Academy Award, but probably could have been. I think. Yeah, the shots of just the city, the vastness of this huge city is pretty impressive. I also like, there's just one shot. It's not even huge for like you could have cut it out and nobody would notice. But Bob goes to play golf, and and the golf course is right next to Mount Fuji, and he just hits a golf ball with Mount Fuji looming over in the background. And that's it. It's a static shot, doesn't move. He just goes, hits the ball, walks off. That's it.
I have another shot that I really appreciated, which is I think it's either when he just got to the hotel, I think is when that is, when he's in the hotel, when he's in the elevator.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to the photo shoot. And he's in the elevator, and there's all the other Japanese guys around him, and he like towers over them at least a foot.
Yeah.
It just is a pretty looking shot, because everything's very brown. All their suits are brown. He's in dead center, a foot above everything. And just the way that they framed that with the colors and the selection was just really, really well done.
Yeah. And it does a lot of the show don't tell part of one of these things. It's not like the other.
Yes. Did you have a best shot fire? Was it the Mount Fuji or what?
Yeah, or the hotel's window. Anytime that happened, it was pretty impressive.
My rewind that was the karaoke night. When Bob's singing More Like This, it's like that to me is the character understanding more about himself, more about his family dynamic, how he's maybe let himself and his family down in certain moments. When he's singing to her, they have like, I feel like that's when they really, really connect.
Yeah, that's the scene where I mentioned before where she gives him that look of this guy. For me, it happened just on the most recent rewatch. I had, and I don't know why it stood out more this time, but it made me go back and watch all the times he has conversations with his wife Lydia, and when they happen in the movie. They're timed at very specific times, and even just from the ringtone that he has when she calls, it's this very frantic piano kind of sounding 2003 ringtone. But he he calls her at some point in the middle of the night after the big night out and after more than this and after he carries Charlotte to bed. And it sounds like he's trying to reconnect with her back on that old romantic way with her. And she's just not having it. And then towards the end, he's in the pool and she calls and he's trying to talk to her about the things he wants to change in his life to feel better because he's realizing that things need to change. And he talks about how he doesn't know what it is. He says, I want to eat healthier. I don't want to eat pasta. I want to eat more Japanese food. And unfortunately and I'm sure Bob is no saint on living with, so it's not like she's just this terrible person, but she takes it personally already. She goes, well, you can eat that anytime you want if you just stay there. And so he's trying to reach out to her like, hey, be my partner and help me through this. And she just shuts it down. And then the only time she really calls him to put one of the kids on the phone and then to say, we'll have a good flight tomorrow is after he has the indiscretion, I guess, with the lounge singer.
Oh, yes.
And the next morning he's walking the street and she calls him because the women always know. And it's almost like she sensed that it had happened and thought, I better call him. And sounded a little happier. Happy for her, but it just was interesting to hear. They both kind of reach out and try. There's a moment where John is leaving to go do a photo shoot, and it's when he got champagne or something from the record label, yeah. and Charlotte like kisses him and tries to like kiss him long, and he's like pulling away, like she's trying too, and they both have moments. They're both trying in the relationship, I feel, because even when they meet each other in the bar at the very beginning, they're not secretive about where they are. They're not trying to impress each other. They both say that they're married, and she asks, what do you do? And he's like, I shouldn't even be here. I should be doing a play. And what do you do? I don't know. I came here with my husband, and I don't even know what I do. So they're not trying to impress each other. They're trying, but it's just they're in bad spots.
What does he say? He says, I think he says, I've been married for 24 years. He goes, but you sleep a third of your life. So really,
yeah.
16.
She says, and that's why I feel bad that it seems like the Bob character is kind of just surrendered to, this is what my life is. I'm going to have to travel. Maybe I will have a moment every now and then with a lounge singer. Because it's too late for him. It seems like he's going to go back to that life and just deal with it, because she says it's impressive that you were married that long. And he dismisses it like, well, you sleep a third of it away, so it's not a big deal. So he probably thinks, I don't have that much time left anyway. So why would you start all over? As opposed to Charlotte, I believe when they go back, she's going to separate.
Yeah, she's going to separate. That's going to be
for
it.
Sure. Yeah. But I think he's going to stay.
For one-liner legend, for relaxing times, make it a Suntory time. Is that not the best line?
Definitely up there. For the meaningful lines, he says, the more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you, which I could say is a very good line. I also like when he's been trying to get out of Japan for the first part of the movie, and then at the end, their last scene in the bar, he says, I don't want to leave. And Charlotte says, so don't stay with me. We'll start a jazz band. It's just
that's
silly and nonsensical. And then probably my favorite line, which I just like this whole exchange. He says to her, can you keep a secret? I'm trying to organize a prison break. I'm looking for an accomplice. We have to first get out of this bar, then the hotel, then the city, and then the country. Are you in or are you out? And she says, I'm in. I'll go pack my stuff. And he says, I hope that you've had enough to drink. It'll take courage. So it just shows that talk about feeling stuck. It's like they don't even know how they're going to get out of the hotel, and they have to take it step by step. And it's an interesting metaphor for where you are in life. Sometimes you're think, I don't even know what my next step is to change where I am or what I'm doing. And first you got to get out of the bar.
First, you got to get out of the bar. I also love when what is this supposed to be? Some kind of role play situation where they have the Japanese guys firing at them with
the air rifles?
The air rifles?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
and like they're running through the streets, and like
Yeah.
no one is caught off guard by this.
No, the character Charlie Brown, one of her Japanese friends, says something to the bartender, I guess, at the bar they're at that doesn't go over well, and he decides to get it. The way he wants him to leave is to shoot pellets at him. I don't know. It's odd.
Very odd. That's the odd part. What are you taking home? What's your prop shop?
I'm going to take the total gym machine from the hotel that Bob gets stuck on. It has to yell for help, but no one comes. So I'll take that. It's big. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but that'd be fun.
I wanted one of those airsoft guns.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wanted.
You can chase somebody down. Nobody will bother you.
Or if I actually do want like a real piece, and this is going to sound strange, but like it would be a nice little display item in my like movie collectible room or something, would be the pink wig.
Oh, sure.
That's like an iconic piece of the movie, I feel like. Okay, best use of food or drink. I love when they're at I guess it's a Korean barbecue or maybe Japanese barbecue place, and they're looking at the menu, and she goes, all of these look the same. And
shabu shabu,
we'll just take 2 of these. And then, what kind of restaurant makes you cook your own food? I like that whole little scene. So I like the food usage in there.
The big old plate of raw meat.
Yeah.
That's true. I will say, obviously, Suntory whiskey is a big deal. Alcohol is huge in this movie. This is the kind of movie that makes you just want to keep drinking with no consequence. There's a lot of scenes in bars and a lot of just drinking when they're running around, and drinking when they're doing karaoke, and everybody feels fine the next day. So it's a pro drinking movie, that's for sure. And smoking. Although John doesn't like that she smokes.
Yes, I'm gonna stop, or I can quit.
The only time he really pays attention to her.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Plot hole, parade, float. How does let's see, okay, here was mine. Here's what I had written down. To me, I was thinking about, and maybe I think you've already alluded to it, and our conversation has made me realize it. Because I was like, well, how does a relationship this intimate, exist without them ever really fully crossing the line, where we could debate about the kiss as a crossing the line, but it didn't feel like a crossing of the line. It just kind of felt not right for the moment. But they never sleep with each other in the physical way, right? Sleep's got nothing to do with it. How did sleep get all tied in with? Okay. But I think it's because, and I don't think it's a plot hole anymore. Because at first I was like, how is this not? Because why aren't we going the traditional way of they nail each other and then they realize something great about their life? Either they have to end a marriage, or I'm going to stay comfortable in my marriage, or whatever. Okay. But I guess it's because when you're lonely, loneliness doesn't follow the rules. You know what I mean? Like it's like, hey, yeah, I know you're married, I'm married. We're just hanging out because we're both lonely.
Yeah.
That's the reason we're hanging out.
Right. The hole you're filling is not the traditional hole. It's something else. It's just to get through them.
Good joke.
Different hole.
Good joke.
Yeah. I think for sure it's more, see, that's good, Brad. It's a more mature relationship. And as you get older, you'll see that it's not all about just banging. Good.
It's not all about banging.
It's not all about banging. Well, for me, I'll say my plot holes are dumb because it has to do with certainly being with someone that did live in Japan. So when you're with someone that lived there and they see a movie that doesn't necessarily follow the right geography and scenes, you get to hear about it. Oh, so there's like a scene where they go over a bridge that would take them the wrong way, or and I had to hear about that, of course, when we watch it. Go, that's Rainbow Bridge, and that doesn't go there. Like, okay, we're breaking up. Just kidding, it wasn't my idea. And also, I think when there's one point where Bob, I did notice this on my own. I am smart on my own. Bob does talk to Lydia on the phone after the night that when he calls her, and it's like 4 a.m. for him, but the kids are also getting ready to go to school, and time zone doesn't lock. That they would be, it would be like 11 or noon in USA at that time, so they would be not getting ready for school. So just a dumb thing like that.
You are pretty wise on this one.
I'm obsessed with time zones now because I don't know. I'm not friends with anybody in mine, so I have to do a lot of math before I make phone calls or podcasts.
I know you got a 3-hour thing and then a 2-hour thing with me.
I've got a 1 with you and just 1 with you.
Oh, it's just 1. Yeah, that's
just
right.
1. Just
right,
1.
You're on the East Coast. No, it's just 1.
I know, but I've bounced around, so it's been tricky to keep track of. I've never been so aware of Houston time in my life.
As we had to do it in the last podcast, I have to grab my laptop charger.
Yeah,
because I'm about to die. But you tell me and the audience about the Marty, something's got to be done about your kids awards, and I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Okay. So this award basically is what happens after the movie. And this is probably going to be really quick. So hopefully Brad comes back soon. But I personally think that, as I mentioned before, Bob goes home and unfortunately he's going to just keep living his life. Who knows? I don't think he would ever leave Lydia. I don't think he'll ever leave his kids. Maybe having this experience makes him long for something else. But as for someone that talks about you sleep most of your life away, I don't think he's got the energy. But maybe he does. Maybe the inappropriate kiss. He has a very big smile there at the end, so maybe that rejuvenated the older man into youth.
Would you have a big smile on your face if you were kissing Scarlett Johansson?
Sure would. But I'd be worried that, boy, I didn't even ask her for permission for this. So I would first wait till see her face. And then Charlotte,
it's a pretty big swing, by the way.
Huge swing. And I'm not a big swing kind of guy. Charlotte is definitely leaving John the second they get back home. In fact, it's a long flight back to LA from Japan. So I have a feeling that it's not going to be a comfortable plane ride for either one of them. And if she tells them at the beginning of the flight, it's going to be a long flight.
Yes. I think the exact same thing is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Is that Bob goes back to his life and wife and Scarlett leaves hers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happens.
I can't believe we haven't talked about the whisper. There's a whole whisper that who knows what he said.
It's true.
Although there's some people that have cranked up the volume with technology since then, and they say they know what he says. But I don't. We're not supposed to know, so I don't. I've never actually watched it, so I don't know.
Well, knowing Bill Murray, it has nothing to do with the plot.
It could have been, hey, Cinderella story.
Okay, so if we genre swap this.
Oh yeah, I've got a good one.
Let me hear yours first.
All right, I got a good one. And it will reward Pick 6.
Okay,
listeners. Okay. So this is lost in translation, but instead of Bill Murray having an existential crisis in Tokyo, it is Jay Leno as a washed-up former Detroit cop turned stand-up comedian who's only famous in Japan because he's doing Doritos commercials he doesn't understand. So he's staying in this hotel feeling old, jet-lagged, and useless, and he befriends Pat Morita, who's there because his wife is a celebrity photographer, and he's just kind of waiting around. And they bond over loneliness, karaoke, and not knowing why they're still needed in anyone's life. And then Jay Leno's past as a Detroit cop comes back when American mob guys show up in Tokyo laundering money. There are car chases through streets that are way too narrow, random gunfights, corrupt cops, and scenes where Jay Leno has to yell things like, "I'm not a cop anymore." So none of it is quiet, sad, jet lag. Whenever they try to have meaningful conversations, guns come out, and these two lonely men have to save the day. And this version is called Lost in Transmission.
How can I can't top that.
Yes,
genius. Bravo.
You don't have to top it. Just be Brad.
Bravo.
Thank you.
What
collision course, everybody.
Yeah, it's a collision course reference. The reason this show started. Um, I mean, to me, I don't know how I'm going to top this because I had
You want to top
such
it.
a, I had such a. This is such a just a jabroni.
Yours is real. Mine
Take.
is ridiculous. No one's
Yours is
making
ridiculous.
Schloss and transmission.
You know, what I was going to say, right, and it's really not that great. It's just you make it a traditional rom com,
Mm.
and they end up together.
Yeah.
It destroys what the movie's about, but
Then it becomes like Anna Faris is the
is the
young funny
temptress or
girl,
whatever.
and and then
I didn't have a good one.
you just make it Giovanni Ribisi is the other character.
No,
They
there you
fall
go.
in
The
love.
film centers around Giovanni.
It's them. Yeah, it's them, and they fall in love, and because they're stupid spouses, even though Anna Faris isn't the spouse. But Giovanni is watching Scarlett run around with Bill Murray. He's like, what am I going to do? And so he goes off and has fun with Kelly, the funny actress, and then they fall in love.
So,
and then the relationship with Scarlett and Bill doesn't happen. But John and Kelly got together.
Okay. Now, I like yours way more. But you also teed up before we started rolling that there is for our SNL Seinfeld Tarantino pro wrestling swap.
Yeah.
You had a great one.
Well, so I don't know if it's great now, but I'll say that in this category, this is where we either change out characters with characters from Seinfeld or other Saturday Night Live actors or characters from Tarantino movies or characters from the world of pro wrestling. And so in this one, I made it Seinfeld, and there is no Japan. It's still in New York because we can't afford that on a sitcom budget. But Jerry meets Charlotte at a hotel bar. And in this, because it's the 90s, Charlotte is played by Winona Ryder, which ties us back to Heathers, which was a PIC 6. And they bond over loneliness. So this is not New York. This takes place in Florida, because Jerry goes down to Florida to visit his parents, but he will not stay with them anymore because the air conditioning is not on, and the bar and the roll-up bed is too much. So he stays at a hotel while he's there, and that's where he meets Charlotte. And they bond over loneliness and everything. But Jerry convinces her that it's actually better to be alone. And he points out all these other couples that are around that are miserable and wish their spouse would go off on an adventure and would leave them alone. And so she realizes, yes, I don't want to be with anybody, and I don't even want to be talking with you. So at the very end, Jerry's in a cab going to the airport, and he sees Charlotte walking, except instead of the busy street, she's walking by a sunset meditation circle. But Jerry jumps out of the cab to go whisper something meaningful because he's got to be quiet because there's this meditation circle. But Charlotte just keeps going, what? She can't understand what he's saying. So finally, Jerry just yells, forget it! And all the meditation people get all upset, and they chase him off, and then he leaves. That's Seinfeld. What George and Kramer and Elaine are doing, I don't know. Maybe they're in a cheap motel in Florida too, because don't ever not include George in an episode of Seinfeld.
Don't ever do it again.
Jason Alexander will be not happy.
He won't be happy. Well, so I think that when it came down to it, he wasn't in one episode, Elaine wasn't in one episode, and Kramer wasn't in two.
Kramer wasn't in the Florida one. He wasn't in the Chinese
restaurant.
Yeah.
One of the most famous episodes.
Because Kramer wasn't supposed to leave the apartment for the first. That was the idea. He never left.
Right. That's one of those things that, like, and you know this from like writing, screenplays or stories or coming up with ideas of whatever, is like sometimes you get so attached to like a specific idea, that you're like, no, we cannot break our own rule here. And then it's like, well, yeah, but you could.
Yeah.
And
you probably paint yourself in a corner, and then you think, well, why?
Why did I do
It'll be so much easier if we just don't have that be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. For me, what? So you lost to Japan? No, I thought trade Sofia Coppola for Quentin Tarantino.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a Tarantino movie.
And then every time they're in bed together, like having a conversation, you don't see them. It's just the camera's on the feet.
Yeah.
Which makes the toe part even more
Oh
of a
yeah,
thing.
you're not gonna. That won't be subtle. You're
That
gonna
won't
see
be
that.
subtle.
You're
And
gonna
it
see
won't be
that
just a
toe.
toe. It'll be a
Well,
full
and
grab of
also
the foot.
Scarlett Johansson in the movie hurts her toe and has to go to the hospital because
Right.
her toe is injured. Oh, that's totally Tarantino.
And then
That's going to be like an hour of the movie. You're going to go into the hospital and you're going to see the doctor like mess with it, do the X-ray.
and the rip my stockings part of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
We're
Much
gonna hear
longer.
that dun dun dun. Okay. Peak of their powers. Is this Bill Murray at the peak of his powers? No.
No. This is the beginning of phase 2.
Yes.
Bill Murray.
Because let's look at his let's go to his run real quick again. And then we'll say what his peak was. Because it's not this movie. Although this was normally if you have an Academy Award win, like that's going to be pretty high up there. But like when I really think Bill Murray starts his run as Caddyshack, and he goes Caddyshack, Loose Shoes, Stripes, Tootsie, Ghostbusters. Then he has a couple like, okay, whatever. Nothing Lasts Forever, BC Rock, The Razor's Edge. Then we go Little Shop of Horror, Scrooged, Ghostbusters 2, Quick Change, What About Bob, Groundhog Day, Ed Wood, and Kingpin. That's got to be it. That run's got to be it. Is that peak of his powers?
That's pretty big. But then he's going to end up in all the Wes Anderson movies, and that's a big deal too. He's the go-to. You don't even need to ask him. He'll just show up for that. And as a guy that doesn't just show up, that's pretty big.
You know what's actually interesting? I'm looking at this, and in '96, he goes Kingpin, Space Jam, The Man Who Knew Too Little, Wild Things, Rushmore, which was filmed at my high school, Charlie's Angels, Osmosis Jones, The Royal Tenenbaums, Lost in Translation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good run too.
Yeah, he starts doing at Ed Wood. He starts doing like supporting characters.
Mm-hmm.
He still has a couple of like Larger Than Life in '96 and Man Who Knew Too Little in '97 were kind of weird little comedies that didn't do very well. Wild Things is like a supporting character in a weird movie for that. Rushmore is pretty big. That's his first Wes Anderson movie. Charlie's Angels is supporting. World Tenenbaums is back to Wes Anderson. Garfield, he thought he was working with the Coen brothers. Yeah. So he says.
I think he saw the check.
Yeah, it's a nice story. Zombieland is basically a cameo. Yeah, now he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So I think for Lost Translation, that's not peak. That's kind of the beginning of Mach 2. And I don't know. He might be beyond peak right now. He doesn't have highs or lows anymore. He's just Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Just he did.
We had like, him in Ghostbusters, not the Paul Feig Ghostbusters, but the Afterlife and Frozen Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like Frozen Empire?
No.
I didn't either. Did you like Afterlife?
I liked it better than Frozen Empire.
I liked Afterlife a lot. Did you like Answer the Call?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I also am not a huge fan of Ghostbusters 2, so.
You don't like Ghostbusters 2?
No.
You're just a one guy. You're just a Ghostbusters 1 guy, and we stopped.
The tone from Ghostbusters 1 to 2 is just too drastic for me.
Ghostbusters 1 is the best of all Ghostbusters. I think everybody would agree on that.
I think people that like Ghostbusters 2, it depends on your age. It depends on if you lived in a world without Ghostbusters 2. I think it's also why I've been thinking about this, why some people really like Back to the Future sequels as much as the first one. I think if you're like the age of young Brad Gilmore, you've lived your whole life. Back to the Future was always a trilogy.
Yes.
So it's the tone makes sense. It's 3 movies. If you're older like me, you lived 4 years where there was only 1 and you didn't know there was going to be 2. So you were fine and accepted, and that they went off to the future, and that's the end. So you didn't even think you needed to see what the future was like. And for me, the tone when Back to the Future 2 starts not as much as Ghostbusters 2, but does feel a little cartoony compared to the first one. And so it's a little more jarring for me. The Ghostbusters 2, it's now Slimer, and Janine looks more like she does on the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, and it was just silly. And there was Ghostbusters had an edge to it. Ghostbusters had, profanity and smoking, and they were just jerks, and they were fat and gross. And then they're kind of nice, saving a baby.
Yeah, I hear you.
Good vibes for whatever reason. Be in a good mood, everybody. And
Venkman was still pretty Venkman-y, though.
Venkman doesn't really do much other than his whole story is just his movie is trying to win over Sigourney Weaver.
Well,
But as far as Ghostbusters things, he's not ghostbusting.
Well, it's definitely not Scarlett Johansson at the peak of her powers, to bring it back.
No, she's just at the beginning.
I mean, this is I don't even know where you would say peak goes. Is it?
Do you think she's peaked?
I think she's at the tail end. I think it's a battle between her and Zoe Saldana for like the most highest grossing female actress actress of all time.
I just saw Saturday Night Live from last night, and Zoe just did pass Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, she did.
She did, because it was a
Avatar.
It was a mention on Weekend Update. Colin Jost had to read it.
Oh, I'm sure he did. That lucky son of a gun. How can you be the host of Weekend Update and married to Scarlett Johansson? That exists. It's kind of unfair.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. That's a great reference because she was just in a Jurassic Park movie. Sofia Coppola. What do we think?
I do think this is her peak. She's done more since, but she has never topped Lost in Translation. She has done other movies, but nothing. I think this was her big one. This was the personal one. This was the one that meant the most to her, and she hasn't topped it yet.
She did. I'm looking at her thing. New York Stories. I don't know that one. She wrote it.
She didn't direct it.
She wrote it. Lick the Star, short film, didn't see it. The Virgin Suicides, never seen it. Lost in Translation, now I've seen. Marie Antoinette, I've seen. Somewhere, I have not seen. The Bling Ring, don't know it. The Beguiled, On the Rocks, don't know it. Priscilla, I saw and did not like.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did A Very Merry Christmas, the special on Netflix. She wrote, directed, and produced it. That one I liked, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this is the peak. And look, and we're not going to bring up Godfather 3, right?
No.
So let's see what else. She was in a few movies, a lot of her father's.
Yeah.
Peggy Sue Got Married. The Godfather Part 3. She was in Godfather 1 and 2.
Well, I'm sure she's like family member number 22 in the background.
Child on Ship is one of them.
She was good as Child. I believed her on. I said that child is definitely on a ship.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, no.
Other than Sophia, I don't think it was anybody's peak. I think Giovanni Ribisi, maybe that was his. He's kind of.
No, he's done more since then.
He did. He does a lot of Seth MacFarlane.
Mm-hmm. Anna Faris.
And then Anna Faris was just beginning with. She had done Scary Movie, but she hadn't charmed the world yet, and now she has.
No, I like Anna Faris.
Her too.
Let's see. Okay, Spielberg or Scorsese? Scorsese.
Oh, right? See, I went Spielberg. But I thought Spielberg would do it very differently. He would.
Yeah, you know what? Spielberg.
He would use Tokyo in a very different way. He would do it. He would lean into the awe of it. He would have more of a magical feel than the overwhelming chaotic feel. He would have it kind of like, ooh, look at all the beautiful lights and what are we going to learn? And he would do it more like, instead of the overwhelming chaos, it would be more of, ooh, a curiosity. Like maybe we've come here to learn something, and have it be, look at this world and less, I don't belong here.
You know what my issue is I always, when I think of Spielberg for this category, I think of the big movies. and I don't always think of he's really good at small dramas too.
Mhm.
So yeah, I see that one. Do you remember what's the character that Marty Short plays? That's the interviewer.
Oh, Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick. Have you seen when he interviews Spielberg?
Probably.
When he goes, so I got a question for you, Steve. When are you going to make the big one that really resonates with the people?
When are you going to do the big one?
It really resonates with the people.
That's funny. I love Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick is great. Let's see. In credits song, do you have one?
Oh, I do.
I couldn't think of one.
Okay, well, I have just scribble, so we'll see if I like it still. So we come up with kind of like a 90s in credits song that's going to be the big hit on the radio. And so I thought, well, I don't know. The song I kind of was starting with a Bryan Adams, Everything I Do for You thing, which I may have done in the past, but it's kind of a reference to the Indian and movies of this ilk from the 90s and early 2000s, and it's called Ambiguous. The lyrics go something like this. Do you like your stories to tell you what's actually happening? Do you want to know what characters are whispering? Or what's the plot? Is it a dream? Is this all a con? Is the narrator someone we can rely on? And what's in the box? No one's going to tell us. Isn't it fun not to know? Sometimes yes, but mostly a big fat no. But the 90s and 2000s love to make us make the movie up for them. So ambiguous. Is there a witch in the woods? You tell me. Ambiguous. What's in Marcellus Wallace's briefcase? You'd never get to see. What did Bob whisper to Charlotte in Japan? I'm afraid Sophia left that in the audience's hands. Is it clever? Is it frustrating? We'll let you decide. Because this song is just as ambiguous as Donnie Darko and Inception and The Wrestler and Enemy and The Usual Suspects and Seven and Primer and Lost in Translation and The Blair Witch Project and No Country for Old Men and Pulp Fiction and Vanilla Sky and Mulholland Drive. Ambiguous.
What again?
There you go.
Impeccable. Impeccable. How did you pull that one off? You know what? That deserves this. Can I get a great Scott?
Ooh. It's been a long time.
Great Scott!
Thank you, Chris Lloyd, for returning my calls.
I can't believe I asked Chris Lloyd to give me a great
Would you do
Scott.
that now? Would you do that now? No.
Absolutely
Different
not.
guy. Different guy.
Different time. That was pandemic Brad. Brad was in a whole different.
I can't believe he did it for you. He must have liked you. You must have asked him a good question.
You know what? I remember asking him that he had a good answer to is he explained his take on Doc that I never heard him explain it in that way before. And he said, Doc is so big and over the top because it's almost like he has an arrested development. Like, and he's still a child. He looks at everything through a child's prism. What if I could travel through time? What if I had a machine that made me breakfast? What if I, did all these things? And he's like, and so when his excitement is childlike excitement, like, great Scott, I can't believe I did something that worked. That's what
I was standing on my toilet.
Yeah.
That's
hanging
good.
A clock.
Hanging a clock. The poster was wet.
But look, he was hanging a what? A clock.
Time travel.
Come on now.
Hey.
Let's see. Is this true trivia?
Trivia.
I did see the thing about the whisper was never meant to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, we don't know what it says.
Psst, psst, psst.
I didn't see the thing about the kiss was improv. Is there any other is this true trivias that you found?
Well, we kind of talked about it, but I'll just say the thing about Bill Murray. In 1999, he replaced his talent agency with an automated voice mailbox that could be reached with an 800 number that he would give out sparingly. And he only calls back when he's interested in working. So Sofia Coppola got the number through Wes Anderson because they had done I think Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore at that time, and left, according to the story, hundreds of messages, which might be a little desperate, but hundreds. And he finally called back and discussed the offer to star in Lost Translation. And even after that, she wasn't 100% sure if he was actually going to show up for the film. So he had given a verbal confirmation. They weren't 100% sure. So while production was being set up in Tokyo with no sign of him, she started to get nervous, but was assured by Wes Anderson that he was a man of his word. And indeed, Bill Murray landed in Tokyo 1 week before filming. And he did it because she said if it had been him, who knows?
Who knows? Who else could it have been?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael effing Keaton.
I didn't know. I came up with another one while we were talking earlier, but I didn't say it. You want to know?
Now's the time.
Jeff Bridges.
Or Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
For relaxing times. One day you'll be in a Jurassic Park movie too.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. If you want a good time, they say you should have a
Suntory time. Perhaps. Are you thirsty? I think Sean Connery, but Roger Moore is also played by.
You can what about a George Lazenby?
Do Timothy Dalton.
Lazenby.
Both terrible. Jeff Goldblum.
They're bad, but we capture the essence. The essence is what's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my other thing. One question for a character. My question would have been for Bob when he's on the plane going back to the States. Do you wish you made a move?
Yeah. Did more than the toe?
Do you wish you made a move?
Take the big swing.
Did you have one?
I would have asked Kelly, what was it like working with Keanu Reeves? But we already know. We already know they both have dogs and they like Mexican food.
The funny thing about we both like Mexican food, that's such a funny line because it's so random. It's a perfect line.
Yeah. And what did they talk about? Obviously nothing when
Obviously
they made that movie. They did not talk at all during that
We don't
movie.
know each other at all.
Yeah. Somehow it came out that they were eating Mexican food. They both went, I like this. I do too. It's probably craft services.
We talked about who won the movie. I think Scarlett Johansson's also an MVP. Of the film. Sequel, prequel, prestige television. Do you have one for this?
Yeah, I would say it would be fun to watch, like Bob Harris, 1970s actor. See what he was doing back then. What was the movie with the chimpanzee?
Oh, I meant to ask you. Was he supposed to be like a Clint Eastwood of his day?
Was it like every which
any
way?
Which Way But Loose?
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Kind of the movie.
Well, the clip is from Saturday Night Live, but I think who knows? Maybe just because it was going to be out of context, that they thought, we'll just throw a monkey in, and we don't have to explain any of it. But it does say she does say when she's giving him grief at the end, when they both are kind of mad at each other at the Shabu Shabu restaurant, when she says, the lounge singer maybe would talk about the movies that he made in the 70s back when he was making movies. I guess, that was the time when that was the heyday of chimp movies.
Best chimp movie is what? King Kong doesn't count, obviously. Is it Any Which Way But Loose? Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen a lot of monkey movies. I've seen the Monkey, the horror movie that came out not long ago.
Oh, that was a recent one.
That was a mechanical monkey. Yeah, I did. It's weird, but you know that going in. So if you know that going in, you're like, this is going to be bizarre. And it was. And there's a new horror movie called Primate that's out now that's supposed to be pretty good.
Okay.
Like that sort of thing.
Final category is the Jack Sparrow Award for is this character really good at their job? The director of the Santori commercial.
Is he good at his job?
Is he really good at his job? I actually don't think so.
No, I think the translator is very good at her job, but he's not. Yeah.
She's excellent. Did you have one for this?
I'll agree with you on that one. I think that's good. I think everybody's good at their job. I wonder if I don't. Yeah, I don't think Kelly's good at her job. She's probably a bad actress.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She's definitely a bad actress.
I
Oh,
don't think
100%.
she delivers. So I'm going to say she's not good at her job. But the bartender at the New York bar at the Hyatt Hotel is good. I like what he's talking to Bob just before Charlotte walks up, and they're having a conversation about. Uh, he's talking about Bob is talking about somebody he didn't know was gay at the time, and then they interrupt the conversation, and he offers her Suntory time, and then she says, "I'll take a
That's
vodka
another,
tonic."
that's an improv.
No, I'm
Gotta
sure.
be an improv.
And I wonder, they probably just said, talk about something. And then he just,
Rattle that
I
off.
wonder who like he was referring to.
Okay. So for me, love this movie. Now,
Good.
5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have loved it as much, but this is where my taste is shifting towards are these smaller, more independent films, um, where dialogue is king and sometimes not, but just a very adult message, very ambiguous by design, and it makes you think more. And that's kind of what I like about movies nowadays is where they make me think. There's
Mm.
some that I'll still like, right? I just watched uh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's new film, The Rip, on Netflix. Enjoyed the movie, but it's nothing like I haven't seen before. This is one that's unique, and its uniqueness and its creativity and the interplay between the characters. And Bill Murray, I think, was throwing 99 this whole time. He was so good in the film that, yeah, it gets a strong recommend from me. If you haven't seen Lost in Translation, this is one that you should go out of your way to see.
Yeah, I appreciate the rough edges and something that is kind of part of the loss in translation lore. Spike Jones, who you just mentioned is part of the story, really, 10 years later made a movie that was kind of based on his version of being married to Sofia Coppola. And that's a movie called Her. And it is about the divorce between him and Sofia Coppola, and his character instead falls in love with his AI,
Who's voiced by?
who's voiced by Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
And it is kind of the glossier version of this story, but they're different. They're 10 years apart, but it's interesting to see there is a character that is kind of Sofia Coppola-ish, that is his ex-wife, that doesn't is not in the movie all that much, actually, but she is in it. I hadn't seen her. I watched it for this basically just to see how close they are. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And it's very interesting. So if you're going to watch one, it's an interesting thing to do to like the next day watch the other one and see how two artists. I can't imagine. I've never been in a relationship with someone that writes or is an artist and then broke it up and see how that would affect their art. And I don't know if I would like it or not to see how they would interpret it on the written. I've certainly through things I've written, I have
Yes.
everybody that I've ever known has had
Yes.
to I've dealt with on the written page before, and it'd be interesting to see
Same.
what they think of it because none of it's been produced, so nobody's ever seen it. But I've never been. I've written myself into it, and I've been really hard on myself, but I've never had anybody else do it. So I can only imagine what it's like to have someone write your story and put it in a movie. But they've done it to each other.
Well, yeah, I've never dated or been, intimately involved with anybody who I can think who's like a writer or something like that, especially a director, or a songwriter. You know, dabbling in the music realm myself. Oh yeah, similar to you. There's been a lot of people who've gotten, some words based off the real life influence. But that's actually one of the great things about being an artist. And you know what, Spike and Sophia, that's what they had to go through to bring some catharsis to their own life. That's great. That's
Mhm.
what good art does. That's what good art is inspired by. And I don't want to sound pretentious in that realm, but like it's true. Like that real life, if you can capture the essence of it and be able to portray it in a artistic format that can land with a wide range of people, that's what we do this for. That's what we do, make music for. It's what we write screenplays for. It's what we make movies for, poems, draw pictures, art, whatever the case might be, Jeff Smith. So that's why I really did enjoy this movie at a very profound level and recommend it highly to everybody. But now, Jeff, this is the end of season one, even though we're back in January. So we're gonna have to double back in this same month
Oh,
for our next film.
okay.
And I will tell you, full disclosure, before we started the recording, My film was one thing.
Oh,
And then because you made a reveal that you saw the movie, which is The Prestige.
oh, Prestige. Okay, good.
I've now had to shift in my head. So I can't go another.
Oh, well, I would have, if I hadn't said it, I would have told you now. I would have been honest.
It's fine. It's fine. And you know what? The Scar Joe, I was going off of the Scar Joe. I was like, okay, that'd be a good thing, right? And so now it's between two in my head, and I've been trying to debate. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ask this of you, and then this is going to determine which film we're watching. And I'm letting you make the selection.
Ooh.
If you want drama or comedy.
Let's go comedy.
Okay. So for our next movie, we are watching two of the greatest comedians of their generation. One, the greatest comic maybe of all time, depending on who you ask. In a movie that is similar to this film, where two people are stuck together in a place that maybe they'd rather not be, but they're there for life. It is Eddie Murphy. It is Martin Lawrence. It is Bernie Mac. It is Life. Is the next one on Pick 6.
Whew. Okay, I thought for a second, I'm like, how are Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker the greatest comedic team of all time?
Oh, don't worry. Rush Hour's coming at some
point. I know. I thought for sure. But even when I said comedy, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, Rush Hour. I have pretty much my 6 picked for season 2.
Wow.
But they could change. They could change.
Okay.
But yes. You wanted comedy?
Start with Life.
You're gonna get Life. All right. Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, a little talked about comedy.
Yeah.
But I think that we all should enjoy it. So that is Jeff Smith. I'm Brad Gilmore. This has been Lost in Translation, the season finale of season 1 of Pick 6. The season premiere is going to be Life. We'll see you then.
All right.
Look at that. We did it.